route to mission control. Yeah, the landing on Eve was successful, but I've run out of fuel and need to be picked up. What? What do you mean he's been fired? Who's in charge of my rescue mission now? A Twitch streamer. No, that's great. This was all in the packet? Apparently she's never launched a single rocket, but she's doing this challenge called NOOB to Pro, where she's trying to land on Eve, the hardest planet to get to because of its thick atmosphere and insanely high surface gravity, in just 7 days. Well, that's about all the oxygen I have left, so I hope she makes it. Let's check in and see how she's doing on her first day. I feel really brave right now. I think we're going to the moon day 1. Dare I say I believe in myself. Okay, that was a little rude. I really did believe in myself, but there were 2 things I failed to realize. 1, nobody's born with an innate understanding of rocket science. 2, I'm barely born with the innate understanding of anything at all. So it should come as no surprise that it took me nearly 6 hours to complete the training. I'm never getting rescued, am I? Here's a quick run through of everything I learned and my thoughts on the training experience. I learned the basic construction of a rocket and named my first creation the Pegger. Our first victim, hero, Valentina, takes the Pegger up for its first flight, and we did manage a successful landing, but I can't speak much for what happened after. Oh shit! The Pegger then got some upgrades so we could actually leave the atmosphere, and it's time to go suborbital, baby. At this point, this was far too many instructions for me, and there's about 18 million buttons and numbers on this screen, and I have no idea what any of them do or mean. I couldn't figure out what on screen was supposed to tell me the cardinal direction, so I vibes-based picked a direction and immediately ran out of gas 20,000 meters above sea level. This time I picked a different direction and didn't tilt as much, which let me escape Kerbin's atmosphere for a little bit, but that's all the fuel I got, so we're going back down. It's only been an hour, but honestly, I'm already incredibly overwhelmed because I'm trying so hard to take in every little bit of information to really get what I'm doing here, and there is just so much information to take in. My Pegger grew a few more inches, and now it was ready for orbit. Building this one really taught me how important it was to make sure all my staging is correct so I don't accidentally shoot off the wrong engine. Without front-loading too much more information, the rest of the tutorials taught me how to get into orbit, how to adjust my orbit, get to the moon, and land on it, which I did first try. Stop. Holy shit. We're okay! And if you're still wondering how this could have possibly taken me 6 hours, stuff like this happened all the time. So here's what we're doing. This is actually not complicated at all. It's some light rocket science, right? So we're gonna warp here. Shit, wait, stop. Hold on, wait. I think I fucked up. Damn it. Hold on, I'm gonna restart. After going through all of that training, it felt like there were 15 solid rocket boosters burning onto my brain. I'm like, oh my god, how is all this stuff? How am I supposed to do all this shit on my own? You know, like, without somebody telling me, okay, buddy, it's time. It's time to do this now. It's time to do that now. Like, I'm gonna blow up so many rockets. Honestly, I'm surprised she even made it out of training. She's cut loose to do whatever she wants to figure out her way to Eve, but there are steps to this shit. There's a list of goals she must accomplish in order to take her ranking from noob to pro. For example, landing on the moon would get her to go from noob to amateur, returning from the moon would take her from amateur to experienced, and so on and so forth until she's pro for landing on Eve. She may skip goals if she likes, but this is just a rough way to keep track of skill level. And if you don't agree with these, remember, this is my challenge video with arbitrary rankings. It's not that deep. Go make your own, you crying baby. The challenge will also be played on science mode because, let's be honest, you don't want her in charge of your tax dollars. Who could have seen that coming? Now, after all that training, let's see how her first official launch went. And now I'm just gonna go up. Oh, right. I held up space for too long. No, it was my staging. Both of them did it at the same time. God damn it. Should I just empty the rest of my tank now, or? When I started my official playthrough, I didn't realize I would have virtually no parts, making it basically impossible to get to the moon right away. No, I had to perform very important science experiments in order to get science points to unlock more rocket parts, like throwing goo on the launch pad and collecting dirt. This will surely propel the industry forward. On the bright side, that did keep catastrophic disasters to a minimum. Ow. Sass. Oh. I have to write a letter to Jebediah's wife. As in, it did happen, but not as much as it would have if I had access to more Delta V. The furthest I managed to get on day 1 was suborbital at about 120,000 meters, and that was definitely the fault of the grind to get science points. And not the fact that I was doing things like accidentally putting a thermometer on my hatch, blocking my Kerbal's exit, or completely fucking the construction of my rocket. So why didn't it decouple? What happened? Oh my god, look, this is not directly attached or some shit. After learning so much today, I was incredibly exhausted at the 7-hour mark. I got off hoping that some sleep would get this information to marinate in my brain. The tutorial teaching me how to get to the moon doesn't count, so at the end of day 1, I am officially still a noob. What am I doing? What does it look like? I'm trying to figure out how to get home on my own. Her science experiments are highly unethical. Just look at her. She's gonna wipe out all the Kerbals before even getting to the moon. Oh god, this is dangerous. Wait. Shit. Fuck. Think fast. Hold on. EVA report. Yep. Okay. Hold on. Go back in. B. Okay, everything's okay. About the shoot. In my defense, there's only so much I understand in this moment. The most important thing you have to know is that sass is hot and sexy, and that it should always be on because it'll fix all your problems. Yeah, right, maybe not all of your problems, but it does act like a sort of autopilot, helping you position your rocket instead of having to do it manually. That, coupled together with maneuver nodes, which let you see what will happen before you do it, is the best way to figure out how to get around, and without these, I'd be completely lost. The first mission today was to take rocket these nuts to orbit around Kerbin, which we can do by simply burning prograde away from the planet at AP, which is our highest point. That makes PE, our lowest point, expand, so now we no longer are crashing into Kerbin, but instead orbiting around it. Oh, why does that work? Well, that's simply because orbital mechanics are the way that they are. I don't know, I got this job yesterday, man. Now, if I do the opposite, firing retrograde, aka towards the planet, the ring will start to shrink, and that's how we get back to Kerbin. This is basically all I know at this point, and it's enough to make this mission a success. I think, at least. I'm basically copying what the tutorial taught me so far because I am incredibly afraid one minor mistake might cause the universe to explode and everything I know and love to cease to exist. Although we do have one major issue. I still don't have enough science points to unlock all the parts I need to land on the moon and make it back. At least, I don't think I do. I mean, I haven't tried, but I've already gaslit myself into believing I don't, so it's still a problem. When I am getting science points, it's not much. Then I have to choose between spending them on unlocking even more science equipment to get more science points or unlocking stronger rocket parts, so it's kind of an endless loop. So for the first couple launches of today, I was forced to figure out where I could perform a new science experiment, and I was getting desperate. Okay, now my heat shield is going off. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on, Bill. You need to get out there. Oh, wait, Bill, no, go back in. I forgot we were burning right now. Maybe that's not a great idea. Safe to say I'm not really able to make logical decisions under pressure. Okay, Bill, get out there quick. What just happened? What just happened? Why did it do that? Bill, no, Maddie, time to let her. What happened? I thought we would be fine. Can somebody explain to me why that was a bad idea? It's just like skydiving, but worse and bad. He's literally gonna shatter into a million pieces once he hits the water. This is terrible. Goodbye, Bill. Oh, Bill's fine. No, Bill looks okay. We don't have to write that letter. Unfortunately for Bill, he survived, but the rocket didn't. So we must go back in time in the name of science. What's crazy is I tried this again and the same thing happened, which only leads me to the conclusion that I need to get Bill a rock climbing gym membership so he can work on his grip strength. But I did eventually find my new science while floating directly above the water on Kerbin. I once again used the science points to get more science experiment equipment and orbit around Kerbin, performing more science. But after this trip, it's clear I won't be getting much more out of Kerbin. So it's time to go to the moon. Kinda. I'm not landing on it, but I am going to try to get close to it for, once again, you guessed it, more science points. How do we do that? Well, the way I understood it is we crank the prograde on the maneuver node super fucking high until it's in the moon's path. This purple line is the small period of time in our orbit where we encounter the moon. Once we are here, we can perform new science experiments since this is considered a whole new biome. And finally, the great science points depression is over. With these hundreds of points, I can invest in some heavy rocketry and electricity electricity because apparently we can run out of that, which means no sass. And I am not getting anywhere without sass. So now we are going to the moon for real this time. And my vehicle of choice for this mission is the biblically accurate rocket. Whoa! Yeah, I'm thinking this is the design. Back to the drawing board, I go for a much more boring rocket design. Because I'm impatient, I want to build this thing to be able to land and come back in one go so I can take myself from noob to experienced in one trip. So my thought process was to break up this rocket into 3 main stages. This part will let us land on the moon and be the fuel to take us back home. The second part is the fuel that I will use to burn to take us to the moon. And this third part is, well, to go up. Then I'm doing the same thing. I have to crank the prograde super hard to get into the moon's path, but there's a problem. In order to get there, I already have to use my last container of fuel, which was only supposed to be used on the trip back home from the moon. But because my full brain capacity was being used on hitting spacebar to switch stages at the right time, I didn't realize that this could be an issue. How did she get this job again? The tutorial has already taught me how to get to the moon. Once I've encountered it and reached the PE of the moon, I simply retrograde and I'll start orbiting around it. Now that I'm orbiting, I do one more maneuver so I won't come down super fast, and now it's time to try to actually land on this thing, which is the much harder part. Oh shit, I didn't want to do that. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Oh, we're going too fast. Oh, we're cooked. Luckily with technology, we can go back. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. And we were gonna need to go back a lot. We came in really hot. Okay, that landing is a lot harder. Okay, no reason to keep exploding right now, Jeb. You were kind of blowing it out of proportion. But at least now I know this very helpful tip that is insane not to put in the tutorial. What the fuck? That would have been real nice to know earlier. What the hell? I feel like half the time I don't give a shit about the water. Where was that in the tutorial? Why don't they tell you that that's a button that you can click? Yeah, that's helpful as hell for landing. Now, instead of just kind of eyeballing it, I could tell exactly how far I was, which was a massive help judging what I needed to do with my speed. Oh, dude, we're still so high. Wait, we're going back up. We're going back up. We're going back up. We're going back up. No. I'm supposed to land. I'm supposed to land. I'm supposed to... Wait. Why are we upside down now? I thought retrograde was cool. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Maybe I should... Oh, this is not good. Okay, well... To be fair, I was getting better with every attempt. We're doing a flip? Style points? We made it! We made it! I mean, it's safe. We'll take it. That's landing on the moon. But landing like this wasn't gonna get us home, so I kept trying until it was upright. But the problem was, I was landing next to a massive crater. Come on! No! It's tipping! No! And also, maybe it's true my design does not have the best weight distribution for landing, but in my defense, I thought the fuel had to be connected to each other in order to work. What I do have on my side, though, is sheer willpower and being incredibly stubborn. Stop! Oh my god! I'm just gonna... Moon landing! But every time I thought I solved an issue, a new one arose. Or more like fell. Oh, it's tipping. So this time, I did the highly technical move of jumping off way faster. Jeb, you're gonna be all right? You're fine. You're so fine. Oh, baby, this is a big day for Vaqr kind. Yeah! Site name, like, and subscribe. I had officially done it. Landed on the moon, planted the flag, and now I am an amateur KSP player. But going back home was a whole different story. Okay, so how do I... Okay, we're gonna climb. Do not tip it. Do not tip it. Do not... Oh, boy. Oh, I can jump. Okay, hold on. Load save. But something went very wrong with that reload. Wait, why is it tipping already? Wait, I didn't even do anything. Every time I'd load back, it was already tipping over. I tried to go back even further, but every time I got out of the ship, it would just start falling. So I had no choice but to use even more fuel to try to shimmy myself over to some flatter ground. Yeah, I'm sure just like that. I'm sure just like that. Yippee! I did eventually manage. The ship was no longer tipping. I got all my science, planted the flag again, but there was one crucial piece of the puzzle I had forgotten. Yeah, I don't have a ladder. I can't move at all, like in the air. Did I really spend all this time doing this to not have a ladder? Why don't I have a ladder? I swear to God, I don't even own a ladder. Grab. Oh, come on. Come on. No! Shit. First Kerbal to the moon. That's you. Come on. You can get in there. No, okay, my depth perception is really struggling right now. Holy shit. Okay, I keep doing literally the same thing over and over again. Oh my God. Oh my God. We are in, baby. Let's go. Can a noob enter a rocket in 7 days? Shut up. And now it was finally time to head back home. Are we sure I'm gonna have enough fuel? Guys, I feel like I don't have enough. Like, I don't have fuel after that. They say life is like a roller coaster. Lots of ups and downs, but my roller coaster felt a little disproportionate. Returning from the moon was not taught in the tutorial. I was completely on my own here. I had exactly 1001 fuel left, and no matter what, I was determined to make it back home. I attempted taking a straight shot towards Kerbin without orbiting the moon first, trying to get into Kerbin's sphere of influence. This is because we thought it might be a waste of fuel. I did make it back to Kerbin's SOI, but in order to do that, I would have to use all of my fuel, leaving me with no way to get down. So then I tried doing a very low orbit around the moon to see if it would somehow help me, because I still don't really know how this all works, and it's safe to say it was a little too low. So I tried again, but a little higher this time, and somehow I found a path that would leave me with about 170 fuel with Kerbin's PE just under 2 million meters. So you're saying, Vaqr Gaming, that is not enough fuel to get down to Kerbin? Well, you'd be right. Kinda. This is where I got introduced to the concept of aerobraking. Basically, the only way that I can get down is if I can manage to get my PE into high Kerbin's atmosphere. Every orbit would take us through Kerbin's atmosphere, and with the help of friction and gravity, it would slowly shrink our orbit. And with the little fuel we had left, we managed to shrink it down to about 62,000 meters. Now, all we had to do was wait for the atmosphere to do its job. But I failed to realize just how long this process was going to take. For example, when we were at a PE of 62,675 meters and orbited over 10 times, the PE only changed to 62,578 meters. A measly 48 meter change. The worst part of this was every time I was in Kerbin's atmosphere, I could only 4 times the speed versus the normal 1,000 times, which would make this process excruciatingly painful. I was starting to realize how long I would be staring at the screen, and I think I was justified to crash out. This is a good exercise in patience. Mel, you have no idea what I've been through today, okay? Exercise in patience is not what you should say to me right now. I'm about to become so incredibly impatient. Oh my God, that hit a nerve. I'm gonna freak the fuck out. How do you think Jeb feels? I don't care how Jeb feels. Jeb's lucky I'm still letting him live. I should have let him die on that moon. The last burn I made was at 12 hours and 38 minutes. The max I could speed the video up was to 10,000 times. I have no idea how many laps I did around Kerbin. I don't think I want to know. In order to show you this whole entire thing at 10,000 times speed, we would have to sit here for a whole minute, so I'm going to have to cut some of it. But while you get the blessing of 10,000 times speed, know that I sat here for an hour and 24 minutes watching this loop around and around and around until something finally happened. Almost there. Oh my God, look at us fall. Oh my God, I think we're falling. Wait, I think this is it. Wait, they're both shrinking. Wait, this is it. Oh my God, we're going home, chat. He looks like he's having a great time in there. What are you doing if Jeb explodes right now? Don't even put that energy into this fucking chat room. Look at that. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, Jeb is coming home. I'm really proud of that. It took incredibly, like, way too long. We got back in the most ridiculous way, but I think that's beautiful. Like and subscribe, please. Jeb was safe. I have 470 science points to my name and also 0 sanity left, but I log off for the night as an experienced player. You know what? She's no Werner von Kerman, but the kid's all right. Maybe there's hope for me after all. Ooh, I gotta put on something nice if she actually picks me up. This is gonna be in the history books. Oh, how am I still breathing like this? After yesterday's stream, my brain felt like it was overheating. I don't know how it's possible to feel completely overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information I'm taking in, but also feel like I know absolutely nothing at all. Something exploded, but I don't really care what exploded, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, that's a bad... I hit the wrong button. I might be barely getting by, and I have no idea how I'm doing it, but I am. So it's a great thing that today we're gonna go take on Duna. A viewer sent me this graphic in hopes to help me reach Duna, but after 5 seconds, I decided this was too hard to read, and I was already winging everything else successfully. I mean, how bad could this be? So I launched up into space and did what I always do, crank the hell out of the prograde, and nothing happened. No matter which way I bobbed, spin, twisted, or pulled it, I could not find a way to encounter Duna. I seriously tried for 30 minutes, believing the encounter would simply pop up like it had been doing for the moon. Putting my stubbornness aside for a moment, my chat told me the docking tutorial would really help me here. No idea what that has to do with rocket science, but I listened anyways. The docking tutorial teaches me how 2 ships attach to each other in space, but the target system can be used on planets too, which is why this is so helpful. The first thing we have to do is make sure ship 1 and ship 2 are at the same inclination, so we are on the same path. This is where the normal and anti-normal handles come in to help me change the angle of my orbit. And with the help of the targeting system, I get these ascending and descending nodes, which I need to get close to 0 in order to match the other ship's orbit. Then I add another node to figure out the perfect way to prograde to get an intersecting orbit, which means these 2 icons to touch tips. They are not touching tips, man. I was getting really frustrated because it just felt like a bunch of trial and error where I was getting so close, but it just wasn't good enough. So then I quit and decided it was time to apply this trying to get to Duna. But as I was building my rocket, it hit me that Duna is 8 bajillion miles away and I probably don't have enough rocket power for this. Or maybe I'm just really bad at building rockets? And they said it wouldn't launch. It's fine. It's so fine. It's so fine. It's so fine. Nah, that can't be it. Nobody told me otherwise, so instead I took a little detour and headed for Kerbin's second moon, Minimus. It really seems like I'll never have enough science points. You'd think I was getting better at this, but with the combination of trying to target a planet for the first time outside of the tutorial and, well, me being me, I don't know anymore. Oh, well, we're not going anywhere. The spacebar is such a big button. This little detour to this scoop of pistachio ice cream turned into a 2-hour excursion, and I was getting a little impatient. It's taking too long. Can we get this parachute to stop? What happens if I just... Science Junior's gonna be fine. Please. Luckily, with the parachute and heat shield, the Science Junior was fine, and I got the parts I needed to get to Duna. I think, maybe, possibly. And this is the beast I built to get us there, and it was working surprisingly well. I think we're fine! Let's go! Hello? Oh my god, they're not attached. Oh my god, they were not attached. Rubber flight. They're never attached. I tried to fix everything, and then it started looking like the Eiffel Tower from Expedition 33. Luckily, all I needed was a few struts, and this monstrosity was ready to land on Duna. And now that I was here, I started to freeze and get overwhelmed because I realized I still have no idea what I'm doing. Don't know when we're gonna hit it, how we're gonna hit it. Like, is this in a good place? Right now, like, a calculator to do what? You say that, but a calculator to do, what am I calculating? What am I doing? You know what? I'm gonna say it. I think the second that I have to pull out a calculator for a video game, it's not fun anymore. I knew I had to just try something, so I started targeting Duna and tried to do what I learned in the docking tutorial, but then this happened. We're going to Eve. We're going... We're just actually just gonna go to Eve. Is that okay with you guys? What if we just skip Duna and we just go straight to Eve? Like, we're already on track to do that somehow. I did that on accident. I thought I had magically figured out how to encounter Eve, but actually, this is what I saw. When do I see Eve? Yeah, so I gaslit myself. This is what I hovered over earlier. This combined with the purple line and the pure exhaustion, I think made me believe I had it. I didn't, but it did make me realize, why wasn't I just going for Eve in the first place? Using my free will, I switched gears. The first problem I had to solve was Eve being on the opposite side of the sun from me. Because of course, it takes time for me to actually travel, and Eve orbits closer to the sun, which means it's faster. Luckily, I can play God and get it into the right position with time warp. I'm ahead of Eve right now, because it's going to come here. Yeah, so right now it is catching up to me though, right? Like this is the correct idea. 99% of Kerbal Space Program is spent playing in this screen, messing with maneuver nodes, and it doesn't look very exciting, but I was dialed in. Leaning forward, face 3 inches away from the monitor, making micro adjustments, literally getting cock blocked by the moon, accidentally turning on the thrusters, but somehow, some way. Oh my god, chat. Oh my god. Save. Such a small, tiny baby encounter it looks like. Okay, let's do it. Okay, me literally saving another time because I'm scared. If I get to hit Eve, I'm gonna be so happy. Honestly, even if we burn up and explode, the fact that like I even get to see it, I think will be dope. It looks like so much nothing is happening, but when I burned and that Eve encounter was still there, I was hype out of my mind. Look at that, look at that, look at that. That's so cool. Now I was gonna do what I always do. Once we get to Eve's PE, I was gonna burn retrograde and start orbiting around it, but there was one problem. The PE was 80 million meters away. To bring it down to even 2 million would take up about 80% of my fuel. This is when chat begged me to please not do this and to make another maneuver much further away from Eve. So I put a maneuver node in between my current position and the Eve encounter, and while focusing on Eve, it felt like my brain finally understood. Oh, I see why you're telling me to do it there. I see why you're telling me. I see the amount of fuel that it would take me to, I see. This is some crazy cracked out Kerbal Space Program. I'm a visual learner, so the best way I had this described to me was like this. Because I'm so far away, the smallest change is going to drastically change my path with the minimum effort, but if I wait until I'm closer, I have to put in a lot more effort to get that same change. It felt so nice to finally have this concept click for me, and you can really see how drastic that change is here. But now we have made it to the scary part. It is incredibly easy to burn up here because Eve has insanely high gravity and an incredibly thick atmosphere. So it is very important we come down as slow and as light as possible. I guess, do I just stage now and hope for the best? What happened? No way I went through all this and the decoupler wasn't in the right spot. There's no shot. Oh, we're so cooked. Oh, we're so cooked. Oh boy, we're overheating. Okay, all right, put your prages in chat. Hold on, Valentina. Okay. Okay, so the chutes will do whatever the chutes do. Ho 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 ho. No way. Is this real? We're actually so slowed down that I'm shocked. I'm hoping for a water landing. I'm really hoping. Can't believe we went through all this and the decoupler in the most basic place was somehow not placed correctly. If I let go of the heat shield. Big brain? Yeah, we're slowing down. We're slowing down a whole lot. It's happening. It could be. Holy shit. Holy shit. We're actually gonna do it. We're actually... No way. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We didn't even need 24 hours. It wouldn't feel right ending until we put a flag down, so I swam for 20 minutes just to get to shore. Insane to say, Eve is the second planet I've ever landed on, and with that, I've made it to pro in just 3 days. Wait, what? She only had to land on Eve? So I'm just stuck here?